So I had three guy friends. They're not my only friends, but we were pretty close, and I've had sex with all of them, including some group sex. This stopped some years ago. In fact, two of them are in long-term relationships with two of my best friends, and they are aware of our history. Now, my BF and I have been together for about a year, and it's been the best relationship I've had. The thing is, my BF is a bit insecure because I'm his first. He's also aware of my history with my friends. I've assured him that this is in the past and I have no sexual attraction to them at all now, and that he's all I need. I actually asked my friends to never talk about this ever. However, the other night we were all hanging out and I headed out with a friend to get some stuff. When we get back, my BF's mood is much different. He plays it off, but I can tell something was bothering him. When we get back to my place, I press the issue, and he says my guy friends kept making Eskimo brother jokes and how he got the leftovers, and told them about how good he must be if he can satisfy me the same way all of them couldn't. I was furious and confronted my friends. They kept saying they were trying to man up my BF since I told them he felt insecure about them. My BF kept trying to save face, saying things that the past is the past, but I can tell he's feeling down. I decided to cut off my friends because not only they disrespected my BF, but also me by calling me leftovers. My two best friends keep saying that it's not a big deal and that me and my BF are overreacting. Also, how can I make this up to my BF? I tried to show him how much I want him by initiating sex, but he hasn't been in the mood. Am I the a-hole? Has no consensus bot, but OOP was YTA based on the comments, relevant comments, key requirement 8379 NTA for cutting off the three guy friends. If your other two friends continue to make you feel in the wrong, I'd cut ties with them too. YTA for telling any of them your BF was insecure about your past. You broke his trust and it's going to take more than initiating sex to gain that back. OOP, I was trying to help. I've heard stories about a girl's past being exposed because their friends let it slip. I didn't want that to happen. I really thought my guy friends would understand. Infamous anything 67. Those are not great friends. I think you are correct in cutting them off. They show a distinct lack of empathy and emotional intelligence. Apologize to your BF for sharing his insecurities, unless he specifically said that it was okay. Those were likely told to you in confidence, and you broke that confidence. You're going to have to earn back his trust. I don't know the best way to do that, but it sounds like the two of you need to have a conversation. OOP. He never said that it was okay. Looking back, I realize I really effed up. He says he's fine, but he doesn't even want to touch me right now. Potent technicality. If your boyfriend dumps you, and he might, you need to realize two things. He's young, inexperienced, and this was traumatic for him. It's not him being insecure, it's you trusting shitty people that hurt him. Second, if he leaves, that's not a green light to go back to business as usual with this friend group. They crap on your trust and behave like cruel children. That's stuff you don't look past. As for your best friends, they need to understand exactly what sort of sleazebags they're dating, and if they can't appreciate your anger, then let them know that when they become leftovers, maybe they'll understand. OOP, I will never touch them again, even if my BF breaks up with me. Update 1. Hello everyone. It's been a long couple days and my BF has finally opened up. He said he's glad I cut off my friends and that he wasn't going to ask me to do it, but if I hadn't, he would have left. He said he doesn't want to break up over this, as it wasn't something wrong I did. He gets that most people have a past and that I didn't even know him back then. He said it just became too real when my ex-friends opened their mouth. He's also mad at me because I told them his insecurities, something that I know was a horrible mistake. I apologized profusely and promised it was never going to happen again. He also says he feels inadequate and inferior. He said, "How the hell am I supposed to compare? I'm just one guy." I assured him that he's way better than them and that he's all I want from now on. We kept talking for a while. Eventually, we hugged it out. He says he doesn't feel ready to have sex again and asked me to respect that, which I agreed to. He also says he doesn't want to hang out with any other former partner. He says he won't freak out of anything if we run into one at like a party or something, but he won't hang out with them, which is more than fair after what happened. One of my best friends reached out and apologized for what she said. She thought my former friends just mentioned our history, and my BF got all insecure, but didn't realize just how horrible they were. She said she broke up with him already. I haven't heard from the other friend. As for me, I feel absolutely disgusting knowing I let those guys touch me. And I know I effed up when I told them about my BF's insecurity. Still, that doesn't excuse just how horrible some of your comments were. I take full responsibility for disclosing my BF's insecurities, but most of you just wanted to shame me for having sex in the first place. I didn't hurt anyone, just for having group sex. But I did F up by calling the wrong people my friends. To those of you who were more understanding, but still rightfully called me out for my carelessness with my BF's feelings, thank you. Update 2. Hello everyone. It's been a few weeks since the whole incident happened. While a lot of you were horrible in the comments, I appreciate the few of you who were more supportive. My BF and I seem to be back on track now. He's back to his old self and has been very loving and sweet. I've been as affectionate as possible without being sexual. I've been making him meals, got him a couple of gifts, and complimented him. We had a deep talk about boundaries, and we talked out what happened. He forgave me for talking about his insecurities to my friends, and I promised him that I won't ever do anything like that again. We also talked about his insecurities. By the way, he's fully aware of my previous posts and say it's fine because no one knows who we are. Well, after I assured him he's the best I've had, which is true, and that I don't want anyone else but him, well, he got his confidence back, and he wasn't shy to show me. So things are good now with us. I've learned my mistake. As for my former friends, I've blocked them on everything, and I have no desire to ever see them again. I think this is going to be my last update, and while I don't expect my relationship to never have problems again, I think we've moved on from this now. Relevant comments, dark mode, knows wind. You're fortunate to have a forgiving boyfriend when it comes to something like blurting out his insecurities. You know he would be just as right to walk away after a betrayal like that. OOP, I'm fully aware he has every right to break up with me, but he forgave me, and I'm grateful, and I won't ever betray him again. Top comments, potent technicality. I'd caution you not to assume you've moved on entirely. Shit this traumatic can be buried, but has a way of working to the surface under stress. You're working hard to repair the hurt, and that's great. He's more forgiving than many would be. You're very lucky, he's very mature at his age. I know it sounds extreme, but things like this can sometimes create PTSD-like symptoms. You don't have to walk on eggshells, but just be aware that it's buried, not gone. Update 3 AIO at my friend asking me and my BF if we want a threesome, so my BF doesn't miss out. July 15th, 2024, 5 months later. My BF is pretty inexperienced compared to me, and that's perfectly fine. He's still the best I had. My friend knows about this. She asked if my BF would want to try having both of us so he can catch up to me. Thankfully, my BF said no. To be honest, it may sound selfish, but I want him all to myself. But I'm pretty upset that my friend even brought this up. Edit. Something I need to bring up is that me and my friend and I have shared before. Relevant comments. Commenter. Does your friend know you're not in an open relationship? Seem rude af. Plus, the whole body count for experience is bullshit. OOP. She knows, but she's always been pretty sexually open. To tell the truth, we've shared before. Commenter. Did she ask only you, or did she ask while your boyfriend was present? If she asked you, then you could have said no. I don't feel comfortable with sharing at M. If she asked while your boyfriend was there, it gets a lot more uncomfortable in my opinion. How did he react to it? I think I would be weirded out a lot more in his position than in yours, Tabuth. Make sure to let him know that you are happy, he doesn't want to try others, and is happy just being with you, and that you feel the same. Otherwise, you might risk him overthinking that you want him to practice or stuff. OOP. She asked my BF while I was right there. It was just us, and I'll be honest, knowing my friend, she would have done it right there and then. I'm sure she would have kissed him as soon as he said yes. My BF just laughed it off and said no. He probably had no idea that my friend was ready to do it right there and then. Update 4. Hello everyone. I had a talk with my friend. Just so you all know, my BF is fully aware of my history with my friend. I told her I didn't like what she asked my BF, especially because she didn't say anything to me. She was confused and just thought I'd be into it. I told her that I don't want to share my BF at all, and even if I did, she needs to ask me first. She told me, "Wow, you really love this guy, don't you?" She then apologized and promised not to do anything like that again. She did mention that if me and my BF ever change her mind to let her know. I also had a talk with my BF. I asked him if he would ever regret saying no to my friend. He was sweet and said that as long as he has me, he doesn't want another woman. I did tell him that I also don't want to share him with anyone. He took it as a compliment, and we had a nice night. Relevant comments, commenter. Definitely not a friend. OOP. Besides this, she's always been supportive of me. She's been there for me during tough times. She just has poor boundaries when it comes to this kind of stuff. OOP on having a polyamorous relationship. OOP, I was never really fully poly. It's not like I ever considered anyone I had poly sex with my SO. It was just something I was having fun with. I doubt it was his bedroom technique that won you over. He's still the best I've ever had. Maybe it's the love hormones, or maybe he's just naturally talented, or maybe we just meshed perfectly. IDK. He's always passionate and always eager to please me, which makes me more eager to please him, and that makes him more eager, and so on. But I didn't give up the poly scene for him. I never wanted to be in a full poly relationship. I used to think that maybe I'd be willing to try some group stuff with my SO, so maybe the me before I met my BF would have taken up my friend's offer, as long as my SO was cool with it, of course. But now I find myself obsessed with my BF. He's genuinely fun to be around, and he's smart and goofy at times. He has a good job, but so do I. He makes a bit more than me, but he's not like rich. He's mature and very thoughtful, but he's very sexual forward when he wants to be. To be honest, if he had never told me I'm his first, I might have not figured it out. IDK, I guess I feel more than satisfied with my BF, emotionally, mentally, and sexually. And I want all of that to myself. I feel like it's a package deal. Like I feel if I share my BF with another woman, I'd be sharing all the other things that I love about him.